stuff. I am here with Clay Collard fighting Patricky Pitbull on April 12th at this year's PFL 2 card. Obviously a big lightweight fight, now a big kind of crossover fight with Patricky coming over from Bellator. We'll get to that. First of all, Clay, just how's everything going ahead of this one? How's camp been?
Man, things couldn't be better, honestly.
That's fantastic to hear. I guess I'll ask the obvious question then. What has changed this camp that things are going that well?
Man, I've just I took all of December off and I didn't think I would be fighting so soon. And then I got the call about McKee. So we started kind of getting back into things and I felt like that was a little bit rushed. Um, but I just kept the ball rolling, I didn't take no time off after the loss. I want to get this bad taste out of my mouth. So no, we just kept the ball rolling, man. I feel good. My body feels good. Mentally, I'm really itching to get in there and get after it and shake off these past couple losses. So
And that's kind of a good starting point, I think, for talking about this upcoming fight is looking back. And I'm curious if the season format helps with getting that bad taste out of your mouth, because at the end of the day, in a sense, those losses don't matter. Everybody starts back at zero. It's not going to impact whether or not you get another title shot because now it's a new regular season. So does that make it any easier to move on?
we're excited to get back into the regular season and I feel like I kind of have a little bit of an advantage against these other guys because I've done this a handful of years, and a lot of these dudes, it's their first year coming into the tournament. It's their first year going to be fighting as many times as the PFL allows you to fight, and as often as you fight, and as soon as you fight. So I feel like that gives me a little bit of an advantage. But yeah, man, I mean, the losses still hurt, and there's something that I want to move past, and I think April 12th getting a win will help me do that. So.
The other way to look at those losses is that the last two guys you lost to, OAM and then McKee, are also champs or world champions. I mean, you are fighting the best of the best. So does that give you an advantage as well moving into this season?
Yeah, I feel like the level of my opponents have definitely helped me become better as a mixed martial artist. They definitely showed holes in my game and gave me stuff to work on. So I've been spending a lot of time on the ground and on the mat and just trying to get better there. So if it goes there again, I'm coming out on top.
Well, definitely looking forward to this one with Patricky. Obviously, it kind of feels like it might not go there. It might just be a banger, but we'll get to that too. You mentioned it though. There's a lot of guys coming into this season. The Bellator acquisition by the PFL kind of changed things, and you've got this whole new crop coming in. You got Rabadanov, you've got Patricky, obviously, you've got Adam Piccolotti, you've got JJ Wilson, who's in the tournament this year. Does that get you more excited seeing all these fresh faces? And on the flip side, is this kind of the deepest field that they have put out so far in the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the I feel like the tournament just keeps getting tougher. So I got to move with the times. I got to toughen up myself and get ready for these high level guys that are coming over from Bellator. So yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting news. I think it gives exciting matchups. I feel like this fight coming up and is an exciting matchup not only for me and him, but for the fans as well. Like you said, hopefully he tries to stand there and go fisticuffs with me. I bet he does at least for the first little while. But yeah, no, we're definitely excited. It's we like challenges. I'm a guy who believes in challenging himself, and this year is going to be very challenging for me. So.
What was your reaction? Because you're absolutely right. This is a fight that has the fans excited. We know what you bring to the table. We know what Patricky can potentially bring to the table as a former Bellator champ who's had some wars of his own. I mean, when you were given this matchup, what was your immediate reaction?
Man, I'm just excited to get in there and like I said earlier, shake off these couple losses. So it didn't matter who they were giving me. I'm just chomping at the bit to get back in the cage and get back on the winning column. The fact that it is a guy who, I think they posted a little video, the knockout king returns, like make my day, baby, make my day.
The Knockout King returns. I mean, you know what? You have a claim to that in the PFL side. He's not returning, he's joining. You are returning, however. Um, I think we can imagine this could be explosive. Like you said, you've trained in all areas as well. When you prepare for a season like this, though, do you kind of keep your eye on the rest of the field and who you might be fighting, or is it still just focus on the guy ahead and worry about that after?
Yeah, we focused on the task at hand. The way I train is to prepare for everybody. I just want to be well rounded and well versed everywhere. And when I'm in the cage, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not worried about what anybody else is doing. So, um, we train to get ready for anybody, not particularly one person. So the season format, we a couple things we cater towards the opponent, but as a whole, it's just let's get ready to fight in general.
Fair enough. And we talk about the seasons. You've done a few of these now. You've gone to the final, you've gone to the playoffs. You're still just 31 years old. That's relatively young. You've got plenty of years ahead of you. You're in your prime. Have you thought about how much longer you want to do the season format? And is there any kind of attraction to the super fight division? Obviously, I think you would be a name that would do well there if the right matchups came along. Or even, I don't know if this is an avenue, but it feels like it might be getting into the Bellator side of things and pursuing something there. Or are you pretty much just, hey, I'm the PFL, this is how I'm going?
Right now, I want that belt. It's kind of eluded me for a few years now, and so man, it'd be really good to get in there and get that belt. So that's kind of where my headspace is at. Is like, let's go get this gold. Um, so yeah, I wanna, I like fighting often. I like the season format. I like that it's, I have my scheduled fights, and I know that I'm gonna get in there and get my work in. But you know, maybe a couple more years. Who knows, man? I right now I'm just focused on this year. We're gonna reevaluate after this year, and we'll go from there.
If I'm not mistaken, and I had some other fighters tell me this, so maybe it depends on the contract, but if you win the championship, you're kind of obligated to come back and defend. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so. Which I'm 100% okay with.
So if all goes well this year, we're definitely going to see you in the next season, and then after that, we can kind of cross that bridge when it
Yeah,
comes to it.
maybe a couple, man. Like I said, I like fighting often. The seasons, it's when they say it is the hardest thing in mixed martial arts, the hardest season. They are not kidding. Battling through fight camps and injuries and as fighting as often as you do, and like it's definitely tough and it's challenging. And I'm a guy who likes to take on challenges, man. So
When you say that, it kind of dawns on me. Like you said, that McKee fight kind of came together real quick. It felt like that Bellator PFL card, even though I know Don Davis talked about it in the fall, but it almost came together real quick from the outside. When you look at that, was there any concern taking that fight and not getting the usual amount of time off that you would get and then still coming back for this season?
So I took all of December off, and I feel like I had to rush to get ready to fight him, just because being in this tournament it takes a lot of time away from my family, and so December I was spending time with my family and not really, I'm always working out and training here and there a little bit, but I feel like I kind of had to rush to get ready for him. Um, but it got the ball rolling, and it actually, I think, helped me prepare for this fight. Um, I just, after the loss, I was kind of kicking myself and like, man, kind of fired me up. You know what I'm saying? Especially like I haven't been punked like that in a long, long time, and I feel like I kind of got punked a little bit, and man, it hurts. So yeah, I feel like it got the ball rolling and set me up. I think I'm in a better place because of it now coming into the tournament.
Is there, I mean, that was kind of a rough night for the PFL as a whole. If you look at the promotion versus promotion, Bellator went 5-1. Is there any added motivation now that you've got another Bellator guy to say, nah, I'm getting one back this time?
Yeah, I feel like that last fight was a big letdown. I feel like I let the fans down. They didn't get to really see me fight. I feel like I let my coaches down. We've been putting all this work in, and like I said, I kind of got punked a little bit. So I feel like I let myself down. I feel like I'm better than that. So yeah, it was a big letdown for me, and whether it was a PFL guy or a Bellator guy, like I'm just ready to get in there and show people, who and what I am. So
Well, like I said, looking forward to it. We definitely know what you bring to the table, Clay. And I think back to like the fight with Jeremy Stevens, which was absolutely like a fight of the year type of scrap. So we definitely know what you're capable of. Definitely looking forward to this season. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about this one, though, and it's got nothing to do with the PFL, but you do have that career in boxing. You're very well versed with that sport, and we have this big announcement of another PFL fighter, Jake Paul, technically is signed with the PFL, fighting Mike Tyson. What was your reaction to that announcement? Is that a fight we even need to see?
man, I think everybody would love to see Mike Tyson knock him out, but the guy's almost 60 now, right? And I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a dangerous man. It's Mike Tyson, but yeah, I don't know, man. I just Jake Paul's making money doing this type of shit. So I don't really care either way. I would like to fight the guy one day just to do it for all the mixed martial arts guys and go in there and beat him up at his own game. Because I think I would. But yeah, man. Yeah, I don't think it. I don't really care one way or the other. Like, good for him. He's making money. He's doing his thing. Like.
Uh, Clay, you're 31. I think you're a little too young for Jake Paul to fight.
Yeah, for real, huh? I'm a little too young, and I'm in my prime, and I'm at the top of my career. He maybe when I'm about to retire, he'll fight me.
There we go. Hey, I appreciate the candor as always. Appreciate the time. Looking forward to this one. Before we let you go, just give us a prediction for this fight. April 12th, Patricky Pitbull, Clay Collard. How does it all go down?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna just outwork him, outland him, and I'd like to put him away, but I think we see a banger, man. I think we see two dudes thrown down for 2.5, maybe 3 rounds.
Well, that is going to be a fantastic fight. Clay, best of luck. April 12th. Thanks again. You have yourself a great day. Best of luck in the fight.
Thank you very much, sir.
Cheers. Have a good one.